Begin with the end in mind. Stephen Covey. Welcome to the Stitched for Success podcast, where we are teaching business and life lessons that will help you launch, grow, or scale your creative business. I am Monica Allen, and I'm a wife, mom, daughter, entrepreneur, author, friend, lifelong learner, and host of this podcast. For over 8 years, I was stuck in corporate and dreamt of escaping. Creating a side hustle with just $700 and having taken the leap over 15 years ago, we have since grown multiple six-figure and seven-figure brands. Being an entrepreneur for over 18 years has afforded me many successes and a few failures. I want to share those with you so you can grow and be successful in your business. It is hard to believe that we're coming up on the end of another year. I feel like I was just saying that on this podcast only 3 or 4 months ago, but no, it has been another full year. Crazy. I just wanted to share a quick note of thanks for listening to the podcast this year. I appreciate your support and hope that it has brought value to your new or existing business. And if you have not yet started your business, but you have one in mind, what are you waiting for? Don't wait another year to start, because another year will have passed before you know it. And it's okay to start small. As my friend Nina Obear likes to say, little by little becomes a lot. I will be taking a little bit of a podcasting break over the next couple of weeks to reflect on 2021 and get my 2022 goals in order. I will, however, be posting some rewind episodes that I think have great content when it comes to growing and scaling your business. So please check those out and listen to those. I would also like to challenge you to reflect on your 2021 and set your goals for 2022. How is 2021 rounding out? Did you meet your revenue goals for your business? Did you have an opportunity to spend time with your friends and family, even if it may have been from a socially distanced perspective? Did you take care of yourself, both physically and mentally? I recommend really sitting down and taking some time to reflect on those things. Then, as you look forward to 2022, I suggest doing as Stephen Covey says and begin with the end in mind. This is important. Really sit down and meditate on how you would like things to look next year this time as you get ready to head into 2023. What would you like to be different from this year? I am well aware that we will have circumstances and situations change, unexpected things will pop up, but it always helps to have a roadmap in hand, because then if you get off on your directions, you can always get back on the right path. You can always get back on your roadmap. I personally am a strong believer and proponent of goal setting. And I don't mean just thinking about things that you want to get done, but actually writing them down and taking steps to accomplish them. If you need help with goal setting, you can still get the free replay of the goals challenge that I hosted a couple of weeks ago at the website, thegoalschallenge.com. And when you get the replay of the challenge, you will get my free goals setting worksheet. And this is not your normal SMART goals setting type of worksheet, but it is about digging deeper and looking at yourself as a whole person, not just a business owner, but as a parent, husband, wife, friend, sibling, daughter, son, etc. These replays will walk you through first setting your goals and then making the invisible visible. And in day 3, I discuss how the Become Your Own Boss planner I created will help you organize your goals on an annual, monthly, and weekly basis to get them accomplished. I have a limited quantity of planners that I got printed, and I've already sold quite a few, so be sure to order yours as soon as possible if you're interested in really setting your goals and getting them accomplished for 2022. I do recommend, though, getting the replays, because the replays also walk you through actually using the planner most effectively. And if you use it step by step, the way it's created, you will get things done for sure. This is not something that I just threw together. It's literally a planner that I created for myself, really only for myself, because I needed to get organized with wanting to do the many things that I desire to do, I still desire to do many other things, I really need a way to keep my thoughts organized. Because as an entrepreneur, we often have many, many thoughts, many, many ideas. And not only do we have to prioritize those ideas, some of them we actually have to just let go because we don't have time to do them all. But for those that we don't want to let go, we have to get organized in how to get those things accomplished. And that's really what this planner is all about. That's really what it is in regards to becoming your own boss. But it's also not just about business. It's also about being physically fit because that's really important to me. I want to live a long, long life. It's also about being mentally fit and being on top of my finances, being on top of my spirituality, being on top of my marriage and making sure that it's healthy and happy and my kids are healthy and happy. So that's what become your own boss. The become your own boss planner is really all about. It's not just about your business, but it's about being organized in all of those areas of your life. And that it just helps you have balance, if that's a thing. But it helps you keep yourself calibrated to manage all of those areas of your life. So feel free to check that out. As I prepare for the podcast show in 2022, I would love if you do have any ideas or thoughts on topics you'd like covered. You can email me at stitchedforsuccess@gmail.com if you have any suggestions. I am excited for the next year. I'm excited for the new year because I will be bringing you an interview with a website designer, a life coach, a virtual assistant company owner, and so much more. Lastly, for today, I really would love to know who out there is listening to this podcast. You know, you look at the analytics of your podcast, the episodes and the podcast overall, and you know that there are people out there listening, but you don't have a clue who they are, why they're listening, how they came to the podcast. You don't know any of those things. But I would be very interested in knowing more about you all, those of you who are listening. What drives you to listen to the podcast? What's your business? Do you have a business? Are you wanting to start a business? I'm curious. I would love to know more about the audience that is listening to the Stitch for Success podcast. So if you don't mind dropping me a quick note at stitchedforsuccess@gmail.com, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't need a lot of data, but I just would love to know your name, whether you currently are in business for yourself, what makes you listen to the podcast, what drove you to even start listening to the podcast. I would just love to know. And that way I can get to know my audience a little bit better as well. If you don't happen to have an opportunity to drop me a quick line, it's okay. I know a lot of times people listen to podcasts in their cars and you should not be on your phone while you're driving. So if you think about it when you get to your desk or get to a stopping point, I'd love you to drop me a line. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in today. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Stitched for Success. Though I will be taking a quick hiatus from new podcast episodes, I will post on social media. So follow me to keep up with all of the happenings of the podcast and the business. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, share the podcast with a friend if you haven't already. I want to thank all of my listeners from around the world for listening. And whatever you celebrate during this season, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful celebratory season. Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for listening and have a great one.